Now, if you've been keeping up with some news lately, I think some of you guys have probably heard that there were rumors that Keanu Reeves is supposed to be cast as Revan for the upcoming Acolyte show. And there are probably some people who are thinking that it's a bad decision since it mostly hinges on this Revan rather than this one. But how important is that really? I've already spoken about how bad Star Wars The Old Republic's reputation is amongst KOTOR fans, and it mostly boils down to the characterization of Revan. Being the main character of a role-playing game, Revan isn't supposed to be Keanu Reeves. Though I honestly feel that Revan could be the John Wick of Star Wars if necessary. But he is supposed to be who the player, you, decide him to be. In fact, in my first playthrough of KOTOR 1, I actually used this guy because he reminded me of Finn. But the point is, Revan can be anyone, male or female, Dark Lord of the Sith or Jedi Knight. In fact, this is what makes him such a unique and legendary figure in the Star Wars universe. Part of his identity is always shrouded in mystery. Many different characters in the Star Wars galaxy have rather differing views of who he is. The Jedi Council claimed to have turned him back to the light, while Kreia believed that he never actually fell to the dark side in the first place. Bastila, whom you could argue is technically the closest to him because they were officially romanced and even married, but she only really knew a part of him since he has been keeping so many secrets from her. And for some of you, maybe Revan was a female, so she actually romanced Kaf Onasi instead. The KOTOR comics by John Jackson Miller do a great job of leaving Revan's identity for fans to decide. Whatever few cameos he had in those comics, he always appeared as a hooded figure without a face until that fateful moment he donned on the mask.
Sith is a title, yes, but like you, the title is not who I am, it is not what I believe.
Revan could have been a Twi'lek born on an impoverished Ryloth on the Outer Rim, or maybe he could have been from a well-to-do family in a powerful line of Force users from the start. But what really mattered about him was not the titles he held as Dark Lord of the Sith, as the Prodigal Knight, or as the Revan Shiz. In fact, his actions were the ones that gave him these titles. His initiative to lead the movement of Jedi to rebel against the Jedi Council to fight in the Mandalorian Wars, his return to the galaxy to invade the Republic at the head of a large Sith fleet, his redemption in defeating Malak and bringing an end to the Jedi Civil War, and finally his decision to leave behind all that he knew to face whatever threat was lurking in the Outer Rim. That is what made Revan, Revan. Not those fancy titles or allegiances he had to whatever order, but he himself. What I'm getting at is that a character works when you show the audience who he is, not tell them who he is. The classical show don't tell of any story writing. That is why characters who suddenly become so powerful out of nowhere don't really work out because they are just shoehorned in without proper showcase of anything. If they really do make the decision to bring Revan onto the TV screen, I won't really have any strong feelings against it since it'll be cool to see what their vision of the character is. But we need to be reminded that what made Revan a compelling character was done through a nicely written story, excellent character build-up, and dialogue in Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. And it may be kind of hard to replicate that kind of effect on the TV screen. Hard, not impossible. So whether or not you're a blind Revan fanboy who just wants to desperately see Keanu Revan, or one of those KOTOR purists who just want him to be an undetermined character, I honestly say it shouldn't really matter much. We just need to be reminded of how Revan is as a character and what made him great. Cheers.